work. What is the total days required when all three of them work? So what do? You do 1 by 3 is the work done by A, 1 by 2 is the work done by B, and 1 by 4 is the work done by C. Anyone who's attending this class now has a doubt on how did I get this 1 by 3, 1 by 2, 1 by 4, then please tell me. अगर डाउट है तो अभी पूछ लो, क्योंकि यहाँ पे अगर डाउट है तो इसके बाद तो फिर महाभारत आने लगेगा. So whatever it is, please ask right away. Okay.
Sir, can you please explain it once again?
Explain what?
That 1 by 3, 1 by 2.
1 by 3, 1 by 2. Okay. So, Matangi, it's your doubt, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Matangi, how does it work? It says that if there is a person, let's say a person completes a work in certain number of days, let's say X days, then we consider the work done by that person in 1 day as 1 divided by X. Okay. So basically what does it mean is, so let's put it in this way, Matangi. Let's say that you wrote, okay, you wrote 4 pages in 2 hours. All right. Then how many pages did you write in an hour?
2 pages.
How did you do this? How did you get 2? Hello, Matangi, you're there. Huh.
4 pages in 2 hours means...
So you did 4 pages divided by
yes.
2, so you get 2 pages, right? Now,
Yes, sir.
what was this 4 pages? This 4 pages was your work. And 2 is the total time you have taken. Okay? Now come to the left-hand side. What is the total time you have taken? X days. It can be X hours also. Or it can be X minutes also. Okay? And what is your work to be done? Work to be done is 1 unit. We have to consider work always to be 1 unit, no matter how big the work is. Okay? So what is the work done in 1 day? Total work, just like you did 4 divided by 2. Total work, which is 1 unit, divided by the total time, which is X. Are we clear here, Matangi?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
So that's how we are getting 1 by 3, 1 by 2, 1 by 4. Okay. So 1 by 3 is the work done by A. 1 by 2 is the work done by B. 1 by 4 is the work done by C. Now, so what is the LCM of 1, 3, 2, and 3, 2, and 4?
12.
12. So 3 4s are, 2 6 are, 4 3s are. So I have 13 by
12.
12. What is 13 by 12? What is this 13 by 12? Work done
in 1 day.
per day. Okay, 13 by 12 is the work done per day. So what do you mean? So how many days do you need?
12 by 13.
12 by 13.
Reverse of this, okay? Always reverse this portion. That's what your number of days will be. So 12 divided by 13. I hope you're all clear here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I'll try to show here or bring here the LCM method, which maybe many of you know, many of you may not, but I'm just writing this so that it becomes a recap. What does LCM method do? I know that A does a work in 3 days. B does a work in 2 days. C does a work in 4 days. Okay, this is known to me. So first and foremost, what I'm going to do is I am going to consider a value, listen to me carefully, I'm going to consider a value which is divisible by 3, 2, and 4.
12.
12, right? Now, please remember, this 12 is the same value that you found here also in the LCM, correct? When you're adding the fractions,
Yes,
right?
sir.
You were finding 12. So that is the 12 that I'm finding even here, okay? So now what I'm doing is, now I consider A to do 12 units in 3 days. So if A has to do 12 units in 3 days, A will do how many units in 1 day?
4.
12 divided by 3, 4. B will do how many units in 1 day? 12 divided by 2, 6. And C will do how many units in 1 day? 12
3.
divided by 4,
3.
3. Total ABC will do how many units in 1 day? 4 is done by A, 6 is done by B, 3 is done by C. So A plus B plus C, 13 units in 1 day. How many units are you supposed to do? You are supposed to do only 12 units because that is the work that you take, that you took, right? So if you are supposed to do 12 units and if they are doing 13 units in 1 day, 12 by 13 is the total number of days required.
Yes, sir.
Nothing different. It is the same, just that you have avoided 1 by 1 by 1 by. That's all. Okay. And why did I avoid 1 by? This is for each one of you. So quickly, without thinking much, I'm going to give 3 numbers. Add these 3 numbers and tell me the answer. Okay. Without thinking much, without using calculator, even without using a pen. All of you. I'm going to give you 3 numbers. You have to add these 3 numbers and tell me the answer. All of you. I'm telling the numbers now. 3 plus 5 plus 7.
15.
15.
15.
15.
Yeah, 3 plus 5, all of you got as 8. 8 plus 7, you got as 15. So most of you have not taken beyond 5 seconds to solve 3 plus 5 plus 8. Sorry, 3 plus 5 plus 7. That too without using a pen. Okay, great. Now I'm giving you a number. Add them. Again, you do not have to use a pen. Okay. Okay, fine. You can use a pen if you want to. So numbers are 1 by 3 plus 1 by 5 plus 1 by 7.
15.
Yashika?
1 by 15.
Yeah. Who's that? Ashta. 1 by 3 plus 1 by 5 plus 1 by 7. कैसे 1 by 15 होता है? ये कौन सा मैथ्स हो गया?
$21 by 105.
Okay, I'm going back.
71 by 105.
Yeah, so I said 1 by 3 plus 1 by 5 plus 1 by 7. You cannot directly add the denominator. Please understand this. You have to take an LCM of the denominator, which is 105. Right? 105. So this becomes 35. This becomes 21. This becomes 15. Right? So this becomes 71 by 105. Okay, guys? What has happened is, it's always easy, please understand this, that it's always easy to add x plus y plus z compared to 1 by x plus 1 by y plus 1 by z. Okay? This is always easier. And that's why we take the LCM method, because LCM method gives us this addition. Okay? Okay, we'll understand this entire concept while we are solving questions. So this is your question, guys. A and B can do work in 10 days. So first and foremost, okay, identify the way I'm going to write, because it's also important how we take or how we understand informations, okay? A and B can do a work in 10 days. I am not using equal sign. You have to identify the signages that I use. I am not using equal sign, okay? B and C can do a work in 15 days. A and C can do a work in 25 days. Once I have come here, the question, then I read, they all work together for 4 days. A then leaves. And B and C go on together for 5 days more, and then B leaves. In how many days, more days will C complete the remaining work? This is the question. So first and foremost is what I'm going to do is, because I have these days in my hand, the first thing I will do is take an LCM of these 3 days. Can anyone tell me what is the LCM of 10, 15, 25?
150.
150.
Okay, 150. Now remember, you need not take an LCM always. You need not take an LCM always. You can take a value that is divisible by 10, 15, and 25.
25.
Did you understand that? You can take any value. You can take any value. Need not be LCM always. Okay? Right. So we have
So
taken.
for example,
Acha, Neeraj, for example. Okay. So, Manlo Neeraj, I have 4, 5, and 10. Okay? Now,
okay,
what is the LCM of 4, 5, 10, Neeraj?
27.
20. सीधा एक काम करते हैं, एक नंबर ले ले 100. Is 100 divisible by 4?
Yes, sir.
Divisible by 5?
Yes, sir.
Divisible by 10?
Yes.
So I can take 100 and do the work.
Okay, sir.
मेरे को LCM में ही बैठने की जरूरत नहीं है, ठीक है, ये समझने के लिए. Okay? I do not have to
Okay,
sit
sir.
with LCM. I can take any value as long as the value is divisible by 4, 5, 10, or by 10, 15, 25. As long as they are divisible, I can take any value. So now, guys, we have taken the value of 150. So I'm considering 150 as my work. So if 150 is the work to be done, can you guys write this? If A plus B is completing 150 units in 10 days, how many units will A plus B do in 1 day?
15.
15.
15.
All of you, please write down this. I hope you know how you got 15. 150 is your work, and A and B together do 10 units in a day. So that's how they do 15 units. So how much will B plus C do?
10.
10 units. How much will A plus C do?
6. 6.
6 units. All of you clear? This is 150 by 15, and this is 150 divided by 25. I hope all of you are clear here. Now, do you realize something? Please look into the screen. Do you realize that in the top portion of the screen, when I was writing A plus B, B plus C, A plus C, I did not use an equal sign. But in the bottom portion of the screen, when I'm writing them, I'm using an equal sign. Do you know why?
So, because
Because it's
you're
work
showing
done
the
in 1 day.
efficiency of A plus B, B plus C, and A plus C.
Thank you, Arnav. Absolutely. What I have done is, in the first category, I am just considering the days. But in the second portion, I am now considering the work. ये work है ना? What we have in the second portion is work done.
Yes, sir.
So that's the main reason. Because I'm using work done, I'm using the equal sign. So I am now creating an equation. Just remember this, guys, that you can never create equation with days. Very important. Never create equation with days. Okay? Always create equation with work. इसको बोल्ड लेटर में लिख लो अपने कॉपी में, क्योंकि ये बहुत यूजफुल रहेगा. Never create an equation with days. Always create equation with work. I hope this has gone inside everyone's head. Okay? Has to. अंदर नहीं गया तो 10 बार पढ़ लो, 10 बार रट्टा मार लो, ये दिमाग में होना चाहिए. Okay, now. So now can you guys I'm going to pick up the names and these guys are going to answer me, because I find a lot of silence in my class except few of you who answer. So I want you to solve this equation a plus b is equal to 15, b plus c is equal to 10, a plus c is equal to 6, and tell me the value of a equal to, b equal to, and c equal to. I want you to solve this equation. And the answers will be given to me by, let me see who's hiding their face. So Rafia, Shreya, Vishwa, who else is there? Ashi Jain. All right, so these are the guys who are going to give me the response or the answer to what is the value of A, what is the value of B, what is the value of C. How come people like
So A is 5.
Farheen, Reem, how come you guys are so silent nowadays? All right. Okay, yeah, someone was saying. Who's that?
So A is 5.5, B is 9.5, and C is 0.5.
11 by, yes, sir.
हाँ रफिया क्या बोले?
A is 11 by 2 and B is 19 by 2. And
Okay, A is
the same thing.
5.5. B is
9.5.
19 by 2. 9.5.
9.5 or 19 by 2, and C is
0.5.
0.5. Okay, great. So you have work done by A, and now what is this? 5.5, 9.5, and 0.5, 0.5. What is this?
Work done by each in one
This
day.
is
Efficiency of A,
Work
B,
done
and
by
C.
each of them.
work done per day,
By
correct?
each in
Per
one
day.
day.
Each one of them, by each one of them. Now, read the question or read the further information. Further information says that they all work together for 4 days. Who all work together for 4 days? A, B, C. All of them worked for 4 days. So can anyone tell me A, B, C together can do how many units?
15.5.
15.5.
15.5. So in 4 days, how many units will be done?
62.
62.
62 units. 15.5 because I have to add this 5.5, 9.5 and 0.5, and 4 days means into 4. So first portion they all work together for 4 days. Ho gaya. A then leaves and B and C. Now B and C are working. How many days are B and C working? 5 days. Can anyone tell me B and C does how many units in one day?
Monday is
75.
Together?
50.
Together 10, right? 9.5 plus 0.5. Together 10 units. So in 5 days, 50 units are done. Now guys, assume that you are making someone work, okay? How much work are you expecting them to do complete? What is the total work that you are expecting people to complete?
150.
150.
150 is the total work you are expecting people to complete. Okay? Because that is the work you assumed. Great. How much work have you already completed?
112.
112.
62 units you completed on the first 4 days. 50 units you completed in the next 5 days. So total you have already completed 112 units out of 150.
150.
So how much is remaining?
38.
150 में से 112 हो गया. How much remaining? 38. Can someone tell who does this 38?
B.
Sorry?
C does
C.
it.
C.
C.
B has now left after 5 days. So who's working now? Only C is working now. So C has to complete 38 units. How many units C can do in a day?
0.5.
Half units in a day, right? Half of a unit in a day. So to complete 38 units, so assume this, you eat half of a pastry in a day. To eat 38 pastries, how many days you require?
76.
76.
Right? You eat half of a pastry in a day. To eat your 38 pastries, you require double the number of days, right? So which is 76. All right. Please understand this will I hope you have understood this concept. Do not worry about the length it has taken to complete. Do not worry about the number of items you have written for it to get complete. You have to remember this portion which I'm marking. Never create equations with days. Always create equations with work. Number one. Number two, once you get used to this part, that is writing the days and moving on to bring an LCM, and then from an LCM coming to the total work, from the total work getting the equation right. Once you keep practicing this, this actually becomes a cakewalk. If you do not practice, this will always be one of the biggest hurdle for you. Okay, so I want you guys to keep practicing this. Equations. Okay. This is the next work for all of you. Take your time, answer me the question.
So the answer will be 30.
30. Okay. We'll wait for others to answer. Kunal, Khushbu, Anushka. What's the status? Mila?
So 30.
Anushka says 30, okay. Okay, guys. There are many ways of doing this question, okay? But let me do this question again in an LCM method. First, what are the days given to you? 15, 5, 20. These are the values given in the question, correct? All of you? You're there with me, I hope. So first and foremost, I will take an LCM of 15, 5, and 20. So basically, I will take a value divisible by 15, divisible by 5, divisible by 20. Okay? Now, this is the place where I want you to know. Many of you will start taking LCM in this way. ठीक है? ये थोड़ा calculation avoid करो. There are many easier ways to do it. Which is the highest number out of these three?
20.
20.
20. Can you all go with 20's multiplication?
Yes.
20 ones are 20. Is 20 divisible by 5 and by 15?
No.
No. Listen to me. 5 and 15. No. What is 20's second multiplication table?
40.
22's are 40. Is 40 divisible by 5 and 15?
No.
No. Now you do not have to check for 5 because 20 is anyway divisible by 5. Chodo. Fir bhi. ठीक है? What is the next multiple of 20?
60.
60. Is 60 divisible by 5 and 15?
Yes.
Yes.
So that's my LCM. समझ में आ गया? सबसे बड़ा नंबर निकालो और उसका मल्टीप्लिकेशन टेबल देखो. Okay, that's what LCM is all about. Now, come back to the question. So I will consider my work to be 60 units. Now the statement is A, B, and C can do a job in 15 days. A, B, C can do the job in 15 days. What can they do in 15 days? They can work on 60 units. All of you are clear?
Yes, sir.
So if ABC can do 60 units in 15 days, can you tell me how much will ABC do in one day?
4.
4 units.
4 units in a day, which is 60 divided by 15. Okay. Now we are going to come to the question. It says, after working with B and C for 5 days, A leaves. So A was working with B and with C for 5 days. एक दिन में in one day A and B and C does 4 units. So in one day they do 4 units. So in 5 days they would do
20 units.
20 units.
20 units. Can you now say what is my remaining?
40.
40.
Remaining is 40 units because total work is 60, correct? Done. Now, who does this 40 units? Who's doing this?
B and C.
B and C.
B and C finish it in 20 days. Okay. So this 40 units, B and C does this 40 units in how many days? 20 days.
20 days.
So can you tell me what is B and C doing in one day?
20.
2 units.
Correct. B and C does 40 units in 20 days. So which means they do 2 units in one day. All of you? Chalo. Now I want you to come back here. If B and C is doing 2 units in one day, and if ABC is doing 4 units in one day, how much is A doing in one day?
2 units.
I hope you guys are clear. I'm repeating. B and C, who does the remaining 40 units in 20 days, means that they do 2 units in one day. But we know that ABC together does 4 units in one day. So if B and C is doing 2, who is doing the remaining 2? A has to do.
A.
So A is doing 2 units in one day. Now what is the question? The question is that in how many days A can do the job alone? How much is your job? What is your total work?
60.
60 units. So if A has to do the 60 units, and if A is doing 2 units in one day, he will take exactly
30 days.
30 days to complete the job. Clear? कुणाल समझ में आया कि नहीं आया?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
अब बड़े डायरेक्टर का पोस्ट दिया था तूने तो मेरे को डाउट हो गया. Okay, all right. Moving on. So this is your question. I think this is going to be the last question. No, we do still have time.
So is it A?
Don't know. We will wait. This is actually a question which is mathematical as well as logical. It does not test your math skills. It tests your logic understanding skills. Okay. Remember one thing, guys. Time and work becomes one of the most crucial and interesting topic to learn, because once you finish your studies, all you're going to do is work. Okay. And for every work that you do, you will always have a time limitation. So this actually becomes one of the interesting portion to learn. Now, the statement given to me is that a young man couldn't do a job in 10 days. His father takes 15 and grandfather finishes in 20. So, So let's say the young man is M. Okay. does in 10 days, father does in 15, and grandfather does in 20. So what do you think I should do? Consider work as
60 units.
60
60
units.
units. Okay? Again, LCM of 10, 15, 20. 20 का multiplication table देखा, बस उतना ही किया और कुछ नहीं किया, ठीक है? Work is 60 units. So if work is 60 units, M will do 6 units in a day. F will do
4
4,
units.
and grandfather will do 3.
3.
I hope all of you are clear. Now we got to identify something. We got to identify the job. So let's say this is the place when the job begins. And this is the place when the job ends. Okay? This is the start of the job and this is the finish line. Now it says, they worked together for 2 days. The young man left the job. So from the start for 2 days, who was working? Man,
All of them.
father, and grandfather. All of you clear till here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, not his gatherer, his father. I assume it's father. If it's grandfather, then it's a problem. Okay. His father left the job a day earlier than the completion of the work. So let's say this is the time period which is 1 day before the completion, because this is a completion, right? Now, the father left 1 day before. So can you tell me who was working in this last day?
Grandfather.
Grandfather.
The grandfather was working in the last day. All of you clear? So can you tell who was working here?
Father and grandfather.
Father and grandfather.
Father and grandfather. Now, man, father, grandfather together worked for 2 days. Great. In a day, what is the unit done by man, father, and grandfather?
13.
13.
13 units in a day. So in 2 days, how many units done?
26.
26. The last day, grandfather alone is working. How many units he will do?
3 days. 3.
He will do 3 units on the last day. Out of your total 60 units that you're supposed to finish the work, 26 plus 3, 29 units is already done. How much is left over?
31.
Who will do that?
Father and grandfather.
Father and grandfather. Father and grandfather together does how many units in a day?
7.
7
7.
units in a day, right? Father and grandfather together does 7 units in a day. So to do 31 units, how many days I require?
3 by 7.
31 by 7. 31 by 7 is how much? 7 fours are 28.
8.
3 by
9,
7.
30. 2 and 7. So 4 2 by 7 days is what they take here to complete. What is the question? The job was completed in. Job was completed in. Okay. Sorry, this is not 2. This is.
So it's 3.
Yeah. 3. 4 3 by 7 days. So now job was completed in. I know that there was 2 days where the first 2 days went, and then there was one more day in the last which went, and then I took 4 so 3 by 7. So what is my total number of days?
7. 3 by 7.
Are we all clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
This chart here that we have written, right, the number line kind of a system, this is very important for us to understand what the way work is going. So in case in a question you have to draw this, it's okay, draw it. You will understand the way the entire question is being framed and the way the work is being done. Okay? We clear with that?
Yes, sir.
Right. So, yeah, so I'm going to quickly tell you about the negative work before we get into this. What happens in a negative work, guys? Negative work is nothing but simple, straightforward, similar approach. Okay. Read this carefully. An empty tank can be filled by two pipes individually in 30 minutes and 60 minutes. So let's say I have pipe 1, which fills in 30 minutes. And then I have pipe 2, which fills in 60 minutes. There is a leak pipe which can empty a full tank in 45 minutes. So let's say there is a pipe 3, but it's a leak. So that's why I will put as minus sign, because there is a leak happening. Okay. And this one is 45 minutes. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is take an LCM of 30, 60, 45. Again, which is the highest number? 60 is the highest number. So can I take a multiplication table of 60? 61s are, 62s are, 63s are, 64s are, and so on. Can you tell me which number is divisible by 30 and 45?
180.
180.
Not this, not this, but this. Yes? So I will consider, so what do I consider? I'll consider the capacity of the tank to be 180 liters. Okay, this is what I'm going to consider. Capacity of the tank to be 180 liters. So now, pipe 1, if it can fill the tank in 30 minutes, how many liters will it fill in a minute? 6 liters in a minute. Pipe 2,
6 liters.
how many liters in a minute?
3.
And pipe 3 can remove how many liters in a minute?
4.
4.
I hope all of you are clear till here. Please raise your voice if you have doubts.
Yes.
I have taken LCM of 30, 60, 45. Consider that to be capacity of the tank. Now pipe 1 is filling. So filling 180 liters in 30 minutes, that's 6 liters per minute. Pipe 2 is filling 180 liters in 60 minutes, so 30 liters per minute. Pipe 3 is emptying, so that's why a minus sign. 180 liters in 45 minutes, that is 4 liters per minute. So total, together, what's happening? 6 plus 3 is coming inside the tank, but 4 liters is going out of the tank, correct? So that's 9 minus 4, 5 liters per minute is being filled. What is the capacity of the tank? 180 liters. So can you tell me to fill 180 liters at 5 liters per minute?
36. 36.
I will take 36 minutes. This is the only difference in tank, guys, that you will have a negative work coming into picture, but rest everything is same. Understood? All right. Any doubts in what you have done?
No, sir.
Great. I want you guys to ensure that you practice a bit more on time and work. If you have any doubts, then you are free to call, ask me your doubts, right? You have my number, so you can text me your doubts or send me the screenshot of the question and ask me your doubts. But ensure that you don't go, you be doubt free by the end of the chapter. That's what's important. Okay. So, chalo. Nice. Thanks. Nice meeting you. We'll catch up again some other day. Happy weekend. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.